What's up, guys? Jeremy Scott here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over some flexibility techniques. So if you're sore, this is great. This is going to help you recover. It's going to help with some blood flow. It's going to help lengthen the muscles. Or if you're just stiff and tight, maybe you drive a lot, maybe you're sitting in a desk working a lot, I'm going to show you guys some really good stretches for some of these areas that may be tight and may be sore if you sit a lot or if you drive a lot, or maybe you're sore from a workout, who knows? But these are some common areas that are tight and overactive. So I'm going to show you guys how to loosen these areas up with foam rolling. Okay, so we're going to loosen that muscle up and we're going to get that muscle nice and relaxed before we stretch it. Sometimes when the muscle is tight and overactive, if you stretch it, especially if you overstretch it, it does the opposite that you want it to do. You want it to lengthen and it actually tightens back up. So the foam roller is going to help to inhibit that muscle and get that muscle to relax so we can get a better stretch going on there. It's going to be a little bit more effective by using the foam roller. So what you're going to need is a foam roller and a stability ball. Okay, hopefully you have a stability ball. If not, then you can do the stretches without the ball, whatever ones you can. Okay, so other than the ones that we have to have the ball for, you can just skip those for today, and hopefully you can get one of these so the next time you can join and do all the stretches. So first, we're going to go over foam rolling. First muscle group that we're going to do on the foam roller is the hamstrings. So when we foam roll the hamstrings, we want to have one leg on the foam roller. You don't want to have both because it's not going to be enough tension on the hamstrings. It's going to be more effective to have one leg on and the other leg hanging off, so the weight of your body is pulling you off the side of the foam roller. We're going to roll slowly. So basically we're going from the just right here behind the knee just to the glute. So right about here, roll slowly about 1 inch per second, getting the whole entire hamstring side to side. You want to go slow. You're scanning the area, trying to find those tender spots where you feel discomfort. Wherever those tender spots are and you feel that discomfort, that's where those tight areas are inside of that muscle, and that's where those knots are. So right where you feel those tight areas, you want to hold it there for about 15 to 20 seconds. And if you keep it in those tight spots or those discomfort spots, those painful spots, you'll actually feel the muscles start to release. That's why this is called self-myofascial release, because the muscle is going to relax and the tension begins to release in that muscle. So imagine this muscle is tense and bound up, and there's knots and scar tissue in this muscle, or whatever, whether it's from overtraining or whether it's from sitting in your car and driving and that muscle's in the short and overactive position in extended periods of time, and that muscle becomes shortened, and you try to stretch that muscle, you're not going to make very much progress. But by foam rolling the muscle first, it's going to allow the muscle to relax, and you're going to have more success with trying to lengthen that muscle group before we stretch it. Finding those tender spots, using one leg to help to roll you around on the back of that hamstring. If your wrists get tired, you can shake them out. You can try like this on your fists if you want. Some people find that more comfortable. Nice and slow, looking for those tender spots. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. Just follow along. Once again, rolling very slowly, about 1 inch per second. Looking for those tender spots. Back of the hamstring. This is a self deep tissue massage. Think of it as that. Giving yourself a deep tissue massage. Nice and slow. Rolling that leg side to side. We're scanning that area, looking for those tender spots. About the rate of about 1 inch per second. Okay. Slowly take your time. A common mistake I see on foam rolling is because it hurts, it's uncomfortable, is this. Okay, they want to get it done and they want to get it over with. Okay, so don't find yourself doing that. Take your time here. Relax, take some nice deep breaths. Calm down the nervous system. Long exhale. Relax that muscle. Think about relaxation. Nice deep breaths. In with peace, out with stress. Calm and relaxed. The way to go. Good. So we got the hamstrings. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and get the quads. We're going to do hamstrings, quads, and then we're going to do our lats. So for our quads, same thing. We want to have one quad on the foam roller at a time. Unless you have a longer foam roller, and you can do both. Sometimes one is a little bit painful. But right now, the size of this foam roller, we're going to have one. So I'm going to have it on one leg. The other leg is going to be hanging off the foam roller, just as you see, rolling slowly, about 1 inch per second. Looking for those tender spots. Just above the kneecap, where that quad tendon is. And we're going slowly all the way to the top of the hip. Just looking for those tender spots there. Looking for those knots in those quads. Okay, so maybe you just went on a run, or you had a hard leg workout. All right, so this is going to be great for you. Or you could do this before your leg workout. Help to loosen up that muscle in that area and get some blood flow in there. You're about to use those legs maybe and go on a run. Or you're sore from a run that you've already done and you want to get blood flow in there. Either way, blood flow is a good thing, right? Or maybe you just finished your run. You just finished it, and this is your way to recover. You could foam roll right after your leg workout. Right on those quads, right on that tendon. Good. We're going to go ahead and switch sides now. Once again, just above that kneecap. Not directly on the kneecap, just above it. You don't want to foam roll on hard tissue like bones. Okay, you want to foam roll on the soft tissue. Okay, a little bit of tendon in there is fine, but not on the bones. You can foam roll a little bit on that quad tendon, just above the kneecap. Make sure you don't hit that kneecap. Find those tender spots. It's more sensitive as you get closer towards the tendons, especially when you're doing like the IT band, which is the side of the leg here. We won't do that today. Today we're just going to focus on this top part of the leg, which is the quad. Nice and slow. Scanning the area. When you feel those really tender spots, okay, which when you have a foam roller like mine, with all these lumps on it, pretty much feels like anywhere you roll is going to be a tender spot. These things really, really dig into the muscle. Okay, so nice and slow. Take your time, right? We don't want to be rolling real fast like that. We want to go nice and slow. It's uncomfortable. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. I want to think about calmness and relaxation as we're rolling on this foam roller. So we got our hamstrings, right? And then we got our quads. Next, we're going to get that piriformis. So you're going to sit on the foam roller, leaning onto your left glute, left ankle on top of the right knee, rolling slowly. Shift all your weight onto that left glute. Make sure this knee is up. Right hand on the left ankle. Rolling slowly at the rate of about, once again, 1 inch per second. Slow it down. Try and find those tender spots. You can incorporate foam rolling daily. You can incorporate it a couple times a week. On a good week, I do it daily. On a bad week, I do it 0 times. Sometimes I skip, and I shouldn't. I know that's horrible of me as a coach. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too. We all make mistakes. All human. That's okay. Be patient with yourself. Don't quit. Don't give up. So, yeah, on a good week, every day, 7 days. Sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Switch sides. Lean onto your right glute. Your right hand is on the ground. Your right ankle on top of your left knee. Everybody gets this one mixed up. And I end up doing it the opposite. Make sure you're not backwards. Okay? Leaning onto our right glute. Our right ankle is on top of our left knee. Shift all your weight onto your right. You want to roll nice and slow, about 1 inch per second. And when you grab this knee and open it up, it really opens up that glute and lets you get in there in that piriformis area, which is just inside there, underneath the glute. Okay, so really shift your weight onto that side that you're rolling on. Very nice, very nice. All right. Last but not least, now we're going to foam roll our lats. Okay, you grab right here. It's this muscle that sits on top of the rib cage. Make sure you don't roll on your rib cage. It's going to be very painful. We're going to roll on the actual lat, this meat right here on your back. All right. So for your lat, we're going to do our left side first. Just behind the armpit, just behind the shoulder. Make sure, don't make the mistake of resting on your elbow. Because if you rest on your elbow, all your weight's on the elbow, and it's not on the foam roller. It's going to defeat the purpose. So we want to lay down on the foam roller, lift the elbow up off the ground. Bottom leg is extended out, top leg nice and flat. Use this top leg to lift your hips up. Now all my weight is on top of the foam roller. And I'm really digging into that lat, looking for those tender spots, and now I can really feel it. All right? Remember, don't be lazy with this arm here. Keep this arm up off the ground. All right? If this elbow is on the ground, you're probably doing it wrong. So rolling around, looking for those tender spots. Once again, at the rate of about 1 inch per second. Slow it down when you feel those really, really tender spots, and just hang out there. Nice deep breaths. Take your time. You can take as long as you want in these areas. If you really feel like you need it more in one area than another, you could spend more time on one of those areas. We're going to switch sides. We're going to do our right side. Once again, your lats. There's meat right here outside the rib cage. Okay. Bottom leg is extended out. Top leg, foot's nice and flat on the ground. Pop your hips up. This arm is off the ground. Okay. Everybody always wants to rest this arm on the ground, especially when they feel the discomfort from foam rolling their lats. Foam rolling can be a little bit uncomfortable, sometimes a little bit painful. So that's okay. Like I said, those are the knots and scar tissue. The one thing that we don't want to feel pain on is when we're doing our stretches, our flexibility. Okay, avoid pain when we're stretching. There we go. Nice and slow, looking for those tender spots. Nice deep breaths. So you're going from behind the shoulder to about mid-torso. Okay? Just to about the nipple line. Just to about where the sternum is. This side is way more painful. I'm right-handed. Probably use this side a lot more. Good. Very nice. So we foam rolled our hamstrings. We foam rolled our quads. we foam rolled our piriformis, and we foam rolled our lats. So now we're going to static stretch these areas. So we're going to take both legs. We're going to bring them out in front. As we stretch the hamstrings to get a proper stretch in the hamstrings, make sure that we have our toes coming back here towards our face. Okay, we don't want to have the toes here, not for this stretch. Okay, right now we're contracting our calves. Calves are connected, everything connected. We don't want to contract, we want to stretch, we want to lengthen. So I want your heel forwards, your toes coming back, legs are locked out. So we get a nice complete stretch in the hamstrings. Okay, bring those arms up nice and high. And we're going to exhale, drop the head down, grab onto the toes. If you can't grab the toes, that's totally fine. Grab whatever you can. Grab the knees. If you're real tight, grab the shins, ankles, anything you can. Okay, I'm going to grab my toes. Continue stretching on a consistent basis and you will get more flexible. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Remember, don't try to bend your knees, get that stretch. I want you to hold it. Over time, you'll get more flexible. I used to be extremely tight. I'm still tight. I'm not as flexible as I'd like to be. I should be able to like put my head down, right? Almost. But over time, I have become so much more flexible because I do stretch every week. Every Wednesday, I stretch for about 1 hour. Nice deep breaths. Very important to breathe while you stretch. You want to stretch where you feel that little bit of resistance. You don't want to go really past that to where you're feeling pain. Number one, golden rule, pain-free, no pain. Okay, a little bit of tightness, a little bit of tension, a little bit of stretch is fine, but no pain. You don't want to overdo it. Be patient, be consistent. You'll make progress, okay, every week, as long as you stretch. Good, so we got those hamstring stretch. Now we're going to go into a quad stretch. So you're going to lean back onto your left elbow, grab your right ankle, so lean back on the elbow. We're going to pull back. Make sure this foot here is like this. A big mistake we see on this stretch is the foot's here, like this. We're not getting a good stretch like that. Remember, everything's connected. The body's a kinetic chain. Okay, it's connected from head to toe. So if I want to get a better stretch in my quad, I'm going to take my toes and pull them all the way from the body. Get this knee to the ground. If you're tight and this knee's up, that's fine. Over time, you're going to get more flexible. Drop that knee down, lean back. Nice deep stretch and breathe. Inhale down and exhale. Nice and relaxed. Deep stretch in that quad. And back. Maybe you're really flexible. Maybe you're going all the way back onto your back. Maybe you're hypermobile. Maybe you're extra flexible and you don't feel a stretch. Maybe it's not that effective. And maybe you need to do more stability training and balance training, strength training. Focus on that. Maybe the stretch might not be doing that much for you if you're hypermobile. You're just going all the way back, laying down on your back. You feel no stretch at all. That's a possibility. Then you won't benefit as much from these stretches if you're hypermobile. Now we're going to switch. Leaning onto my right elbow, grab my left ankle. Left foot goes on the ground. Remember, take those toes, pull them back. Everything's connected. The body's a kinetic chain. Get this knee to the ground if you can. My foot's starting to cramp. Inhale, exhale, long deep breaths. Breathe. Nice deep stretch in there. Make sure you're breathing. Good quad stretch. You already passed the hardest part of this workout, which was just showing up. Getting your mat, pressing play on the video. Just showing up. Getting your foam roller and just showing up. That's the hardest part sometimes. Showing up and doing it. But once you show up, everything else is downhill. Very good. Now we're going to go into a glute and piriformis stretch. So we're going to lie down on your back, ankle across the knee, grab the knee, cup the knee with your, so we have our left ankle on top of the right knee. We're going to cup the knee with the left hand. Grab the ankle, lift your right leg up to help, and pull back. Nice deep breaths here. 30 seconds. Remember, don't be lazy with this leg. You want to keep it up. Okay? Put pressure back this way to help to get a deeper stretch. Fully inhale, fully exhale. Nice deep stretch. Very good. Let's switch sides. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Take your right hand, cup the knee. Left hand, grab the ankle. Take your left leg, kick it up in the air. And we're going to pull back. Nice deep stretch. Fully inhale and fully exhale. Get that muscle to relax. Remember, we're pulling this knee in towards the chest so we can get that piriformis stretch here. As you exhale, slows the heart rate down, helps the muscle to relax. Your breathing is everything. Your breathing is very, very important in getting your muscles to relax. Very important to focus on your breathing as we're doing these stretches. Very nice. Last but not least, we're going into our lats. It's a very common area that's tight and overactive, especially if you're sitting at a desk, driving, shoulders are forward. These lats are tight and overactive, so we're going to loosen them up. We just finished foam rolling them. They're nice and tender. So now we're going to lengthen them. Right hand on the ground, left hand on top of the ball. Okay, you're going to be on your knees. Your hand is going to be right here. We're going to reach all the way out and across the body diagonally, palm facing up. For this stretch, you want to round your back like a cat. So I'm going out and across the body, and I'm going to round my back. So look at my spine and my back. Round it and reach out. There we are. Very important in this stretch to actively round that back. Don't just sit here like lazy and relax. Arms shouldn't be lazy and relaxed. I want you out across the body, actively pushing away from the floor. Nice deep breaths here. This arm needs to be going across the body, okay, not out to the side, across diagonally. The ball should be on your wrist and your hand, not on your elbow. Another common mistake, the ball's on the elbow like this. It's okay, this is better because we get around the back more. Very good, let's switch sides. Reach all the way out across the body, palm facing up. Round the back like a cat. Look at my spine. I want you to do the same. Nice deep breaths here. Breathe. Fully inhale. Fully exhale. Long deep breaths. Slow it down. You want to hold each stretch for anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds in order for that stretch to be effective. Okay. You can hold it for up to 60 seconds, but most effective is about 30 to 45 seconds. You could do 2 to 3 sets of each stretch. That's fine. Very good. Last but not least, we're going to do our pecs. So for our pecs, your arm is going to be like this. Okay. Not up here, right here. Okay, but we're in this position. So right arm is going to be on the ball. Elbow is going to be on the ball, just in that position. Make sure the ball's not out in front. That's for the lat stretch that we just did. We're not doing that. Now we're doing our pecs. Ball's going to be here. Left hand here on the ground. Okay. Common mistake on this stretch is putting your elbow on the ground because we're getting lazy. We just want to rest. Okay. Don't get lazy. Put your hand nice and flat on the ground. Not that hard. We're just stretching, remember. Okay. Exercise is the hard part. Stretching is the easy part. Hands nice and flat. Bend your left elbow like you're going down to the floor to do a push-up. But don't put your elbow on the floor. Keep your hand on the floor. Stick your chest out towards the floor. And your face goes towards the floor. Nice deep stretch. So you should be feeling this right here in your shoulder and chest area. Fully inhale and fully exhale. Your wrists are getting tired, you can go on your fist. That's fine. Be stretching every single day. It's one of my favorite stretches right here. This one feels so good. Especially my right side tends to get tighter. It's way tighter than the left. This side I tore my pec and ruptured my pec tendon 10 years ago, trying to bench press 400 pounds like a maniac. Left arm goes here on the ball, elbow on the ball. Right hand, palm, flat on the ground. Bend your right elbow like you're doing a push-up, okay? Don't put that elbow on the floor. I need you up. Drop that chest towards the floor. Nice deep breaths. Long exhale. 30-second hold. You want to get your face towards the floor. You should be feeling that in your left chest and shoulder area. Okay, make sure that arm's not out in front of you. I want your arm to your side. Okay, most common mistake on this one, arm goes out in front. You're just not going to get a good stretch in your pecs. And time. Good job. Well done. Nice work. Thank you for stretching with me today. I hope that these stretches were beneficial to you. I hope you feel a little bit better than when we started, right? Whether you were sore or whether you were just holding tension from stress or whatever else, it's always a good thing to stretch. And it's going to help you to not get injured as well. It's going to help you to make sure that your posture is in alignment so you don't have muscle imbalances. And it's going to make you feel better, better blood flow. It's healthy for you. And it's going to release endorphins. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body, and it's good for your mind. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button down below. Jeremy Scott, out.